Welcome back, my friends, for a lecture number 2. We'll be going over somatoform disorder, we'll be going over DID, along with personality disorders and their clusters A through C. So hang in there and let's get started. And this is all under module 69, I believe. All right, so it's somatoform, or they can now they call it somatic symptom disorder. So, somatic symptom disorder is characterized by physical symptoms that seem to suggest that there's a physical disorder, yet there is no physical causes or evidence that suggests the symptoms are linked to actual psychological factors. So these type of people who are diagnosed with somatic symptom disorder, they may have they might think that, let's say that they might think that they have COVID-19 where there's no symptoms that are like, so they might say, oh, I have this, this, and this, but when they come into the doctor, there's no signs of it, right? There's no signs of it. So there's 2 types of the somatic symptom disorder, and one is conversion disorder, and the second one used to be called hypochondria. So it's where, people who are hypochondriacs, but now it's called illness anxiety disorder. So there's conversion disorder and illness anxiety disorder. So those are the 2 branches within our somatoform disorders. So conversion disorder, it's also called functional neurological symptom disorder, but for you, just know conversion. It's unexplained symptoms or deficits affecting voluntary motor or sensory functioning that suggest you need medical help, or yet you have a medical condition, but there's none that exists. So this can be created by a onset, is usually after a stressful event. Common symptoms are paralysis, blindness, deafness. So people will come in complaining of blindness, but when they do the actual checking, there's nothing wrong with their eyes. But people claim that they cannot see. Same thing with paralysis. Many of these symptoms are, so again, it's essentially, their mind believes that something is stopping them from being able to either see, hear, move, but there is no physical abnormalities that we can find. It's called conversion disorder. It's very common. There was a study, again, with someone who came in complaining of blindness, and there was no neurological reason for it to be happening. Conversion disorder. So the second one, again, used to be called, previously known for hypochondriac. This is called illness anxiety disorder. So essentially, it's a preoccupation with the idea that one has or might get a serious disease, along with misinterpreting their bodily symptoms or functions. So let's talk about 3 major characteristics. Number 1, physiological arousal. So they tend to be worried, anxious, often have they have a really hard time sleeping, usually has insomnia attached. Number 2, bodily function. So closely monitor the body and the features. So people are very hyper aware of like new marks on their body, or, I wonder what this is. Is that a rash, right? So they notice those things. And so it's almost like a fixation on, checking their body. And number 3, behaviors designed to avoid or check for physical illnesses. People, in certain hospitals, there's actually records of people who might have this disorder because they are constantly coming into the hospital with these illnesses, right? But there's nothing that show that they have it, right? Actually, there was a episode on House. I'm not sure if any of you guys watch House, but it was this woman who would purposely make herself sick to go to get into the ER so the doctors can treat her for what she believes she had. But then again, right? But it's again, they mark it on their files that this could possibly be someone who deals with this type of disorder, right? Because they tend to come into the hospital a lot, right? Okay, that is it for somatoform disorder, and I'll come back with our next video.